Okay, I think we are good to go. Actually, let me close this real quick. I don't have this running while we're doing all this stuff. Oh hell, it's actually running. It is actually running. I forgot that it was running. Alright, save all this. I want to save everything. Damn it. There. Okay. Don't need Unreal Engine showing up all kinds of RAM in the background. Alright, so everybody, this is GeoWill from Leftman Productions², and we are here tonight to do some streaming. We're going to start with a little anecdote here. So when I was growing up as a kid, I grew up in a town called Wilcox, and there was this kind of dine-in, diner kind of place, really kind of 50s style kind of place called Carter's. And they had some really awesome frigging burgers there, but when we go there after baseball games or practice, and us kids would stand in line and shout, "Dessert first, dinner later," because they had awesome ice cream and stuff there, too. But so that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to have our dessert first. We're going to start with Crisis Core, and then we're going to go to onto the Emilar development later. Decided to kind of flip it around from what the stream title is. But anyway, so that out of the way. I had heard of Crisis Core, but I had never actually played it before, mainly because I've never owned a PSP. So I downloaded PPSPP and got a ROM for the game. I'll probably pick up a PSP in the future at some point. Let me see if I can make this larger so it fills more of the screen. Only concern is scaling and how it's maybe not going to look very good. Well, screw it. I'll just do it and see what happens. It looks. I guess I got it. Well, I don't know. We'll see. That looks kind of strange. So yeah, it should be fun. So this is my first time playing this game, and I thought since there's all kinds of stuff, I've been watching the trailer, the remake trailer, so many times. I think I'm up to like 30 or 40 times now, just this week. I keep picking out things, and like for example, if you're watching the fight with apps, throughout the various sequences in the extended trailer, I need to check also. Yeah, that looks good. You can see parts of his horns being destroyed, so it's just like something I didn't notice before. Just like the thing with like Tifa showing up in the battle scene just before they actually reveal her. You can actually see her in the background for a couple seconds between Barrett's limit break and Cloud's limit break being shown in that sequence. But then there was some other stuff. I mentioned before at the end where Sephiroth saying those words about you have to leave, you have to live kind of thing. At first I thought that was part of that OVA, and it might have been, but it's after further research on it, it's actually from Crisis Core. And now that I've started doing that research, I'm realizing there's all kinds of little hints back to Crisis Core. For example, when Cloud jumps off the train in the beginning, and the move he makes when he lands, that is frame for frame pretty much how Zack jumps off the train at the beginning of Crisis Core. So I think they're going to be putting a lot more connective tissue between Crisis Core and FF7. Crisis Core is supposed to happen before Final Fantasy VII does. And it kind of details, as far as I can tell so far from the story, the war between Shinra and Wutai, which is a place I don't think there's really that much reference to. There's not really much reference to it in the game, other than maybe when you go to Wutai and initially and talk to people there. But there's I don't really recall any real mention of it and like what actually happened during the war and things like that. And it seems like this game is fleshing that out a bit, among other things. So I've already played it a little bit, just 16 minutes, well 17 minutes as you can see. So we're not that far into it. At this point, basically, Zack's been put up for promotion from second class soldier to first class, and he's basically been put on a mission that Genesis, who was another first class soldier that went MIA during his mission in Wutai, Zack's being sent to complete that mission, and I think possibly also to figure out what happened to Genesis. So that's kind of where we're standing. And this game is really interesting in terms of like the mechanics and things. I still haven't really quite grasped everything yet. The battle system is actually kind of similar to what's in the remake, sort of. It's of the same kind of genre, I guess you could say. It's real time with. It doesn't really have a slowdown thing. It's more real time, but it has like a menu selection where you select things to attack with, which is there's not much screen space, so I understand why they had to do that. But it feels a little bit clunky at the moment. And then like the whole thing with like the limit break thing and how your characters progress in levels is kind of interesting too, because it all revolves around slots basically. But yeah, so one thing that's annoying is that for some reason my controllers left and right on the stick are reversed. So if I push left, I go right instead of left, and I can't figure out why. But yeah, it kind of looks a little bit weird, doesn't it? Oh well, you'll get used to it. I already have. Turn up the volume a little bit. So yeah, see, here's what I'm talking about. I'm pushing right, but I'm going left, left, going right. So this guy, up and down are fine. Ah, come on. Damn it. God. I had gotten used to this the other night. Now I'm not used to it again. So this guy, Angeal's basically your handler, I guess you could say. He's a first-class soldier. A soldier first class. So he's talking about the mission to Tai. This guy is the crap. This is gonna annoy me to no end. This guy is the head of the soldier program, Lazard. And one thing that struck me was that the cinematics in this game, the CG in this game, looks about on par with the actual gameplay in the remake. It's actually a step above the CG in this game is a step above Advent Children, I think. Oh, yeah. So let's go ahead and read that mail because there's it's just insane amount of detail in this thing. So inbox tutorials. So controls during battles. So yeah, directional buttons, analog select to move, left and right set commands, X to use the commands. Guard is triangle, evade's like a dodge roll on square. All those actions take up AP, and if you don't have any AP, you can't do any of those. I think the guarding and the evading. Automatically attack the enemy, target the enemy that Zach's facing. And you can flee by running away from the battle area. General stuff there. When we get down to this kind of stuff, this is where it gets kind of like weird. It's like a very weird battle system. So HP, MP, AP, basic stuff. Soldier points. So I guess I think it's either DMW or OMW. I think it's DMW though. No clue what it stands for. They never break out that acronym. So there's like a 3-slot thing that rotates during battle in the top left corner, and that's what it's talking about these points affecting. So soldier points make it spin. When you reach 0, it stops spinning. Therefore, Zach's growth halts as well. We'll get more into that in the description for this. So you get soldier points through DMW results as well as by defeating monsters. I'll have to tell you that the first kind of tutorial boss that you fight's a friggin' King Behemoth. Those games like on level 11 when you friggin' start with the enemies. So status down. Let's go ahead and read this. I assume it's all basically the usual stuff. Oh, interesting. Curse prevents DMW rotation. So poison, yeah, it's usual. Silence is usual. Stun, that's, yeah, and everything else is pretty much the same. Status changes. Let's see. Endure prevents falling from damage received. Okay, so you can't be knocked down, I guess. Barrier has your physical damage. Magic barrier has magical damage. Regen covers HP. Raise covers incapacitated characters. Critical. All attacks from critical. No MP. AP costs stops that from being removed for your attacks and things. Null physical and magic. Nulls all damage. Then you have invincible, which nulls all damage. I guess there's other damage types besides physical and magical. Maybe non-elemental or something. I mean, there would have to be, because this is saying that physical and magic are two types that are blocked out by null physical or magic attacks. And invincible nulls out all damage. So there must be sources of damage that are not those. Interesting. Alright, so this is where it gets kind of weird. So this is, like I said, a reel in the top left corner of the screen rotates. Different combinations get you different things. It feels a lot like Kite Sith's limit break in that way. The slots limit break. So if you get 7/7 and then any other number, you get APMP cost 0. 7, any number 7, null physical. Any number 7/7, null magic. 7 and any two numbers, AP cost 0. Any number to 7 and any other number, MP cost 0, and then any two numbers and 7 endure. And then we have this one, which is like even more insane effects. So if you get all 7s or all 1s, you're in an invincible status. All 6s is turns all your attacks critical. All 5s is null physical damage. All 3s is null magic damage. All 4s AP costs nothing. All 2s MP costs nothing. Now, in addition to that, there's also other things that these combinations are used for. That's why I said this thing is like really weird mechanics. So, limit breaks. So when the left and the right image reels match, see, this is, again, we're going even more deeper into this reel thing. So you have different images that show up on the wheels. And when they match during battle, you enter into this, what's called a limit verge screen. And when the center reel matches the limit verge, whatever that means, then a limit break is activated, enabling you to use it. And then, see, chances of entering limit verge increase as the color of the limit gauge above the reel becomes more red. Also, chances of achieving a limit break increase as images from Zach's heart appear. It's typical kind of weird translation stuff, I think, going on here. More images are collected as the game progresses, such as summons when available as items. Will be available as items. Equipment, materia. General, the materia must be equipped through the menu for use in battle. Blah blah blah. Accessories, same thing. So materia. So this is interesting. They've actually kind of tweaked materia in this game. Not only does each materia have its own level, but each materia, even if it's the same type of materia, can have different characteristics. So maybe one type of fire materia does more damage than another, for example, which I find interesting. As they level up, some materia can improve their effects or gain parameters. So that's kind of interesting. I wonder if they're going to implement something similar to that in the remake. That would be an interesting evolution of the system. Leveling up. This is where it gets kind of weird. So Zach levels up when the limit verge screen reads 777. Does this mean that you don't level up at all unless that happens, or it doesn't explain if that's the only way you level up? So if you get two of the same number and the limit verge screen and a materia equipped in the equipment slot of that number levels up, which I guess that means that if you have a materia equipped in a weapon or an equipment that's in like slot number 5 and all 5 comes up, 5 or 2 5s come up, then that levels up that materia. I don't know. Again, it's not very. These are not very good descriptions of the systems, but you kind of get a general idea. If you get 3 of the same number, material will increase by 2 levels. So does that mean if you get all 7s, that still applies though? Again, doesn't say. However, nothing will happen if no materia is equipped in that number's equipment slot. Shops, missions, shops. We don't need that. Missions, submissions for opportunities. Start progression. Take advantage of missions. Okay, so these are like side quests and things. They're not. They're different from the story missions. Additional missions. Number of missions will increase as certain conditions are met. Okay, and then controls during missions. All movement and combat controls are the same. Okay. Clearing a mission. Defeat the boss in order to clear the mission. So it looks like every mission you have to beat a boss. There's not like differing types of missions apparently. Abort a mission by moving out of range. Or by selecting to abort the mission through the menu. So here you can see where it has like this thing over the limit break. It says limit normal. I think this is like some sort of this is like replacing the meter that fills up as it becomes more red and becomes red. Then that's when you can trigger a limit, I think, or trigger this limit verge thing. Still got our basic stats up there: attack, vitality, magic, SPR. The hell is SPR? And luck. Did they mention that in the mail thing? Of course not. All the brown words they can talk about, they don't talk about this. Alright, so materia. SPR +1. Spirit, that's what it is, spirit, I bet. So we got fire, we have cure, and we have blizzard. Let's see, equipment, equip. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So, so there are not necessarily weapons or equipment in this game. You have accessories, but then you have materia. You equip materia into slots up here. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Abilities. We have no abilities. So you can have up to 4 accessories and up to 6. Okay, so 777 wouldn't apply to materia. And 6 for materia. Sword unequipped best. Materia fusion. So I guess this allows you to combine materia to get different things, which is interesting as well. So I'm not even sure what the hell this is about. Progress, it says. So I guess this is how many times you've used a limit break. And it seems like the description of it was that the image that you get determines the skill you can use. So, you know, you basically can use limit breaks from different characters or something similar to that. Right now, just looking at these silhouettes, I think that... So there's Cactar, there's a Chocobo. This one right here, I think that's Kite Sith. This looks like a Moogle. This one kind of looks like Aerith. Eris. I'm just going to say Eris. That one might be Cloud. Not sure about these other ones. Okay, let's I read it all. Yes, I did. That's some some low-key shade there. Or maybe not so low-key shade, actually. It's more like a backhand of shade. That's been confiscated. So all the material you just saw, forget it. It's not there anymore, apparently. Next thing, you have a special task called missions. We read about that. Aaron's company assigns soldier operatives. Okay, there's a kiosk over there. You know what? Let me see if we can. Let me see if we can fix this here. So D-pad left. D-pad right. I didn't think about trying this, but maybe it'll work. No, that didn't even work either. It's still going backwards. No. Is there an no, I think there's an invert. Analog mapper mode off. I don't see any kind of like well, there's inverse dead zone, but that's not what we want. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I am running this on my playing this with my PS4 controller through DS4 Windows. I did check that to make sure it was running the right profile it is, so I'm not sure what's going on with it. I was gonna have to crap. Try and deal with it. Mission registration accepted. Okay. Let me see. Can we I'm gonna push up the volume a little bit. Let's see if we can. Get rid of those black bars around it a bit. Crap. That's why I hate not resolution locking a screen. Okay, that looks pretty good. Yeah. Okay, save points. First time I've seen a save point. Interesting. I wonder if that's the symbol for soldier. Ah. New mission available. It's a seriously a mission to save here. Okay. Oh, interesting. The D-pad. Is reversed now. I wonder if I put it back if the D-pad will work. Because I've been using the right analog stick. I'm wondering if that right analog stick doesn't work right because there isn't a second analog stick on the PSP. Back. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Okay, that is much better. Now I can run in proper circles. Alright, of course the camera gets stuck on stuff. That's kind of annoying. Alright, let's see, try doing a mission. Enter a save point and push triangle and say mission. Okay. Whoa, what the hell? Camera flipped out there. Ah, interesting, okay. Training missions. Shinra's basic training. So, simulated battle against infantrymen. Difficulty is low, so it should pose no problem. Okay.
Activating combat mode.
So as you can see down there, you can see the action list down there. If you time it just right, there's like a combo kind of effect to the animations that play. And it's a really easy battle. What the hell, we got an elixir for that? Seems a little bit OP of a reward. Supply pods. Interesting. Oh. So do you choose just one of these? Interesting. So you can only choose one pod. So any other missions we can do? Nope. At least not yet. Or do we have to sign up for every mission? Okay, no, so it's not open yet. There's some new mail, though. Congrats, first mail. Ah, Reeve. Interesting. Make our construction project. Interesting. So, at this point in the storyline, Midgar's not even finished and hasn't been finished being constructed yet. Cool. That's interesting. And what's interesting is when you start in Final Fantasy VII, there's actually I think it's Sector 8 is still being built. The plate's actually still being built. There's a whole sector that's kind of just sitting off to the side, over to the left of the city. Interesting. Shinra news folder. So I guess let's go talk to Angeal again. I'll equip that bangle later.
I'll be joining you as well.
Really?
I'm counting on you. Sir! By the way, what is your dream? To become first? Is it?
No. To become a hero.
Ah, good. Unattainable dreams are the best kind.
Thanks.
Crushing Zack's ambition. The power of 1,000 suns. Fort Tamblin. Utai Private. So this game starts with you going to the Sector 1 reactor to take a bunch of take out a bunch of Shinra forces that are actually Wutai soldiers that have obtained Shinra gear that are trying to go in and destroy the #1 reactor. So it's a little bit of a kind of a callback to Final Fantasy VII, and the music in this game is awesome. Not in the same way that Final Fantasy VII is, but. Still haven't really gotten used to the battle system yet. Oh yeah, and you can see that Angeal has the Buster Sword. Which is kind of interesting, so you actually can kind of track the history of the Buster Sword now, so I'm betting that it wasn't his sword originally either. So that makes me wonder, you know, where it actually originated from. Dumb apples? You mean like the cheese grater? The $5,000 cheese grater? What is it? Oh, before I forget to do it. I was gonna say, it probably increases your health. Camera isn't the best in this game.
Activating combat mode.
Bring it on.
I was about to say, it's probably a battle right here.
Conflict resolved. Activating combat mode.
Oh, jeez.
Conflict resolved.
Essentially, it's random battles, but not on screen, or random battles, but not.
Alternating phase.
What the hell? Level up. Fire level 3.
Conflict
That was
resolved.
interesting. So fire got leveled up. So we should have entered.
Angeal,
Okay, this way.
what's the deal with dumb apples?
The official name is Benora White. The trees bear fruit at random times during the year. Because because of that, the townspeople affectionately call them dumb apples. The local farms had plenty of them to spare.
Oh, really? So you stole them?
We were poor, Zach.
Nice excuse.
But even then, I had my honor. The largest binaural white tree grew on a wealthy man's estate. It was rumored that those apples tasted the best. But I never stole from that tree because the wealthy man's son was my friend.
If he was a friend, you should have just asked for some.
Honor can be quite a burden at times.
And what exactly does this have to do with me?
No story is not worth hearing.
What? That's it? Yeah, well, thanks a lot.
I was gonna say though, what was I gonna say before all that? I don't remember now. Oh yeah, since both the images were both the same type, so shouldn't we have entered a limit verge at that point? Maybe it's because the battle was over we didn't. I don't know. Strange. Ah, crap, I gotta stop using the... Well, I think you should probably save. Whenever you see a save point in an RPG, it's the game usually telling you, save, you moron. Ignore them at your own peril.
B unit will set off an explosion. That's our cue.
The diversion will allow us to infiltrate.
Right. I'll set the bomb inside the fortress. You'll charge the front gate and...
Uh-huh. And?
Indulge yourself.
You got it. That's what I do best. Come on, B-Unit. You know, I've never actually seen you use that. Don't you think it's sort of a waste?
Use brings about wear, tear, and rust. And that's a real waste.
You're serious, aren't you?
Yeah. I can be pretty cheap.
Yeah, no kidding.
Begin mission.
Okay, okay, that's a lot of enemies. Are we gonna fight all of those guys?
Activating
Oh
combat
crap, we
mode.
are. Oh, they're pretty weak, that's true. Probably should like try Gee, stop running around there. You're running around, times are over. How do I... Crap. So I guess you can't change change targets. I guess you just change it by changing the direction Zach's facing. Oh, never mind. No, that, yeah, it doesn't do it. Yeah, so it's just wherever Zach's facing. Oh, hell. I need to use magic on those guys.
Conflict resolved.
Oh, I'll mention this in a bit.
Activating combat mode.
I guess I can do it now. One thing I noticed is that
Resolved.
you can really see clouds. Wait, this is okay. You can really see Zach's kind of corniness and dorkishness, and it calls back to Cloud at the beginning of the game before, well, the beginning half of the game before he falls into the live stream, because at that point, you know, it is what it is. I'm not gonna. There's a lot of people that haven't played Final Fantasy VII before, so I'm not gonna spoil it too much. But it makes sense now to me why Cloud is the way he is in the beginning. It's very interesting. Running him. Become a distraction. If you're a good enough distraction and don't get yourself killed doing it, maybe we'll give you a promotion. See, assault on Fort Tamlin as soon as you can before reaching Central to first. Okay, interesting. Why did we get mail right in the middle of the mission? Oh, soldier responsibilities. That's the other thing. A bunch of people deserted. A bunch of soldiers deserted. Around the time that Genesis left. Grab at that little story beat. Zard gets his own folder. Guess that makes sense.
Activating combat mode.
Oh, what the hell is that thing? Yes, let's roll into the danger.
Resolved.
So what do we get? Soma. That's interesting. That's an item that wasn't in FF7. That seems more like a friggin' Shin Megami Tensei type item. Wonder if it does the exact same thing. Restores AP. Not quite. It gives you action points. Another one of these things.
Activating combat mode. Conflict resolved. Activating combat mode. Conflict resolved.
Like paralyzed or something. I want to go back a second. I think there's another path you could go down the other way. I want to see if there's anything down there. I went over this way initially because I saw that chest. This way is actually the way to go to complete the mission. I wonder what's back here. Can you pick that up? Nope. No, nothing back there. Alright, let's see what's back this way. Oh, it's a dead end. Okay. I guess there's nothing back here then. Alright, good. This game kind of really feels like a Switch game in terms of like the camera controls, because you really don't. Well, the Switch actually has double analog sticks, so not quite. But if this game was going to be released on Switch, I would see how they would do it.
Conflict resolved.
The moving the camera around on the bumpers, the L1 and R1s. And another chest. What's in there? Potion. What the hell? That's got to be a trap. Yeah. Had to be a trap.
Activating combat mode. Conflict resolved.
How great too, these guys.
Activating combat mode. Conflict resolved. Activating combat mode.
Ah, crap.
Conflict resolved.
High potion. Whoa, okay, got some camera problem there. Actually, might be a texture kind of flying out of the wall or something. Chinese part of military strategy. Obtained a potion. So there's 2 more battles. So every battle so far is like
Activating combat
moved up the.
conflict resolved.
So there's one enemy unit out here still somewhere. There they are.
Activating combat mode. Conflict resolved.
Oh, interesting. Now we've got more additional forces. So that one only opens from one direction.
Activating combat mode. Conflict resolved.
Okay, so actually it's only... The doors are only going to move if there's some sort of event near them. I see. Interesting. So can we use this one again? No. Okay. Okay, so that was the first instance of one of those doors. So there's still two more though. Interesting. I like the fact that you can choose to do this. Gives you more chance to level up your character. So which doors are the ones we need to go to then? So this one's blocked, or doesn't have anything with it. We did this one, I think. Yeah. Oh wait, there's an area back here.
Activating combat
Oh
mode.
crap.
Conflict resolved.
An ether.
Activating combat mode. Conflict resolved.
Alright, we got everybody. By the looks of it, anyway. I thought Lizard would call us back, but I guess not. So I wonder if you only complete it partially, if you only do the first bit. So I'm wondering if there's a mechanic where the more you do, the more likely it is you are to be promoted to first class. Some kind of mechanic where you could remain second class.
Activating combat mode. Conflict resolved.
I wish there was more, the attacking was a bit more fluid. There's like an input, well it's not an input delay, it's a delay in the attacking.
Activating combat mode.
Another high potion. Oh, that's right. They went to war with Shinra because they wouldn't allow Shinra to build an Mako reactor around somewhere near Wutai. That's right. I'd forgotten about that. They do mention that in the game somewhere, in FF7 somewhere. Alright, another accessory. I forget exactly when this takes place as far as like how many years before Final Fantasy VII. I don't think it's more than 2 years before, maybe 3. What the hell? It's Yuffie. So looks like she's probably maybe 12 or 13 here. So maybe it is 4 or 5 years. I forgot how old she is in the NFF7. I think she's like 16, 17 or something like that in FF7. I think that attack and that punching she just did's a callback to her victory animation or something. Or so, I remember that. I don't remember exactly where the animation plays, but she has that animation in FF7. So I thought that maybe she was maybe 9 or 10 even. I'm not sure. Okay, I guess we're into the Neo part of Crisis Core here. Holy crap! Anti-soldier monsters.
Activating combat mode.
Crap. The camera really sucks in this battle. It doesn't move around at all. Oh crap, I'm out of that. Ape. No, what am I out of? Oh hell, I'm not on attack, that's why. I can't even see where the hell I'm at. Oh, I took one of them out. Okay.
Modulating phase. Modulating phase.
Again. Jeez. Level up. Oh, fire leveled up.
Conflict resolved.
Oh, okay, nice. Killed it. That camera, Jesus Christ. That camera is horrible. That almost feels like a Resident Evil evil camera where you can't even move it around that much. At least in that battle. Oh nice, we got a 5-minute detonation timer. Okay.
Director Lazard, are you watching? Gotta move.
What the? This guy's got 2
No time
horns.
to play.
He also has a mace. I used it.
That's one more you owe me. You lost your focus.
Yeah. Oh, sorry if your sword got any wear, tear, or rust on it.
You're a little more important than my sword. But just a little. Huh.
Thanks.
Activating combat mode. Conflict resolved.
And Jill! And Jill! What? These guys aren't Wu-Tai troops.
What the hell was that? Oh, hell.
A summon!
Ifrit.
Who called it out?
Activating combat mode. Activating phase.
Oh, damn. Octaslash?
Concentrate. I'm feeling it.
So that's the first limit break I've seen in the game so far.
Modulating phase. Power surge.
That's interesting.
Here we go.
Even if you haven't gotten their image yet, you can still do... Oh crap, I just got kicked in the face. Okay, this one's gonna probably hurt. Oh, that's interesting. Holy crap. This version of Ifrit's pretty cool. Looks a little bit closer to the Final Fantasy VIII version. Holy crap. Yeah, I did some damage. That's the other thing about this game. There's like, I don't know, you have so much health eventually. You can like have basically 99,999 health towards the end of the game. Assault Twister obtained.
Conflict resolved.
Oh, it's a ability. It's probably not dead. There's Sephiroth.
Genesis.
The missing soldier first class? They're identical.
A Genesis copy.
Copy? A human copy?
Where's Angeal?
I thought he was fighting around here.
So he's gone too.
What? Wait, what does that mean?
It means Angeal has betrayed us as well.
No way! I know what kind of guy Angeal is, and he'd never do that. Angeal wouldn't betray us. Never!
So it looks like you have to fight the summons to get control of them, maybe. That's very Final Fantasy VIII-ish. I was going to say something too. Final Fantasy VIII, it's kind of interesting. It's not really related to this, but I was just thinking about it because when I was playing this originally, I saw it was using like Thundera, Fyra, all those names that we've become really familiar with now. Those were all introduced in Final Fantasy VIII. Before then, it was just like Lightning 1, Lightning 2, Ice 1, 2, Cure 1, 2. All the Kiraga, Cure, all that kind of nomenclature for the different levels of spells came from Final Fantasy VIII. So I think it's kind of ironic that one of the more glossed over games in the series basically redefined everything for the entire series after it. So, tidbit of knowledge there.
Soldier second class. Zach,
That would be me. Who is this?
Director Lazard wants to see you. Go to the briefing room.
Hey, wait!
We're on level 49 of the Shinra
Who was
headquarters. You can see it on the glass window back there.
Any word on Angeal?
He hasn't contacted his family either.
So what's this about?
A new assignment. I want you to go to the hometown of our missing soldier first class, Genesis.
Huh?
According to the parents, they've had no contact with Genesis whatsoever. But they can't be trusted.
Why?
They're his family.
Mm-hmm.
So already
I'd
beef.
already dispatched some staff, but we've lost contact. I want you to go and investigate.
Rocket Town, maybe?
He will go with you.
Probably not. Rocket Town wasn't a thing until later.
Some of the Turks.
That's some.
This job is looking really gloomy.
Let me know when you're ready to go.
Probably. I wonder if he did get that summon materia. Maybe they'll be talking about fusion. I don't know. So I wonder where he's from. I mean, it couldn't. Well, it's not gonna be Nibelheim because that'd be a little too insane. I mean, maybe Junon. It's obviously not gonna be Midgard because we're in Midgard. So there's only like a couple places it could be. Medell. Like I said, Rocket Town wasn't a thing. Rocket Town was kind of a makeshift village that sprung up around the rocket that Schindler was building there. So that wouldn't be here in this point in the game, I don't think. Or maybe it is, I don't know. So maybe Rocket Town, maybe not. But it would be Medell. Maybe Corel. Possibly Calm. What was the town up there near the ice? I guess it was just called the Icicle Inn. There wasn't really a name given to that town up there. Let's see what we got here from Console. Quarker 3. Okay, so now I see. So your own slot is number 6. Gotcha. And we got Thunder. Cool. Let's see, Soldier 2nd class. Oh, that's interesting. So not notifying not notifying them is to cut costs. That kind of doesn't really make too much sense. I guess Sector 8 wasn't the one that was being created. Oh, maybe it was Sector 4? Is it Sector 4 and the Shinra headquarters would be the last thing is finished? Maybe it was Sector 4. Yeah, I think so. If the sectors go in right to left order numbering, then I think that is Sector 4. Sector 8. So that wasn't random at all. Hey, follow me down here to Sector 8. Oh wait, you gotta go back. Sucks to be you. Ha ha ha. Pwned. I think it's to allow you to get used to wandering around places or something. Lots of entertainment around here. Loveless Avenue. Seriously, Loveless Avenue. Sector 1 station. Sector 5 slums. And Geofan. I noticed it just now. No, you can't move the camera around. Still, it looks a little bit better quality. Oh, wow, you can actually see parts of how... Yeah, like there you can kind of see up in the top corner there. There's parts of that section that are still being built. Interesting. So it goes back to Sector 1. Oh, okay, this is just the other side of the plaza. Infantrymen. And there's the alleyway that Aerith shows up in the beginning of the intro for 7. Starting to see if there's like any kind of chests or anything. That's just kind of a dead end, I guess. Weird. There's a soldier dude over here. Infantryman. Huh, interesting. I'll talk to that NPC back there and see if she mentions Harris or not. Do they say more than... No, they don't. They say one thing. Okay. Hey, it's the truck. Or a version of it, anyway. So Genesis is a fanboy of Loveless, huh? Interesting. Wonder how that's gonna play out. Yeah, this is the truck that Tifa steals when they're trying to get out of the Shinra headquarters. Interesting. I'm wondering if they're trying to, hey, so there's some people you talk to that are like really anti-Shinra and afraid of you when you talk to them. I wonder if they're trying to build that up as some sort of like precursor to Avalanche. Yeah, no, you can't go into places. I wonder where this goes. Shinra building. Okay, headquarters, yeah. I want to go back out real quick, because it seemed like you could take the Sector 1 train. I want to see if we can actually take it somewhere. Oh, also, first let me drop in over here. I want to see if there's a new mission. Uh-huh, there is. And I'm betting it's the Shinra infantry soldier thing. Oh, wow, what the hell? There's a whole bunch of them. Just laboratory. Seriously. Seeking precious items, looking for items. Very hard. Sack the Materia Hunter. Rematch with Ifrit. Yeah, challenge from security.
Activating combat mode.
Oh, I see. It's so the thing we drank. It's basically like a.
Modulating phase.
So if I get killed, it'll auto revive me. Hey, they're saying 777. Hey, I gotta level up. Exact level. Yeah, exactly. So you don't level up unless you get 777 or 111. Or no, just 777. 111's for invincibility. Crap. Take your friggin' grenades and shove them. Interesting.
Concentrate. I'm feeling it.
Well, that guy's dead. Jeez. Oh, what the hell? Oh, that was the other guy back there. Gotcha.
Conflict resolved. Activating combat mode. Conflict resolved.
I wonder if there's anything to find
Activating combat
in terms
mode.
of items. I don't think so.
Conflict resolved. Activating combat
Oh,
mode.
crap. Seriously.
Conflict resolved.
Yep,
Activating
there
combat
is
mode.
a cell chest over there.
Conflict resolved. Activating combat mode.
Of course.
Conflict resolved.
Oh, this is the main guy here.
Combat mode.
Oh, crap.
Conflict resolved.
I probably missed some stuff. Shinra Alpha. All right, so my thoughts on this. I mean, just holy crap for the first thing. And there's just a whole bunch of stuff in here that really this calls back to 7, even though this is really a prequel, and kind of fleshes out a little bit more of some of the story. A little bit. And it brings up more questions to me than really answers, actually. We'll see what they do with the remake and trying to answer those. But yeah, so I mean, the combat's pretty... I'm not going to say smooth or fluid because it's not either of those, but it's good for what it is. I wish that attacking was a little more seamless. There's like you push a button and there's like a lag before the attack happens. I wish there was more combo kind of possibilities. You're usually just like hacking and you have to hit it at the right point and you do those other slashing moves, but that's about it. There are abilities. I think we unlocked one. I haven't equipped it yet though. Or are there? Oh, I see. It's okay, so it's actually a materia type of thing. Interesting. So abilities actually take up a slot now? So that's not really a materia, that's like one of your abilities there. Well, it says not an ability, but it really is. So I guess it's a heavier attack. There's also, if you look, there's also an independent materia here. Vid up, HP up. I've also got Thunder. So yeah, this is interesting. That materia is not really equipped to weapons or to armor, just slots. We haven't seen the materia fusion mechanic yet, so that's blocked off right now. This is really kind of interesting. Still don't know what to make of the whole slot sort of thing. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, see, we have a raise status right now. So if we ever get knocked out, it'll automatically revive us. That's what that potion thing was. So, I mean, first impressions, graphics are fairly good for a PSP game. Controls are a little bit janky. The camera for sure is really messed up in places. Especially at that one boss fight, oh my god. The dialogue's okay. It's kind of interesting how animated Zack is, though, as compared to Cloud. Just because of what the story is in Final Fantasy VII, it's kind of interesting to see that some of that made it into Cloud's character, but it's not like really close to Zack in terms of like the way that he emotes. He doesn't really emote as much as Zack does. But I still find that kind of interesting. Obviously, hindsight, they use all the story and whatnot from 7 to kind of build this game and flesh the backstory out based on that. So they kind of had something to start with for what they wanted to do in terms of like how the character should be. But at the same time, it's still interesting to see that. I haven't really seen enough of the story overall to really have any opinions on it. So far, it seems pretty interesting, though. The main plot line seems to be what's going on with Genesis, as opposed to the War with Wu-Tai. That seems to be maybe where this whole thing with Genesis starts at. And, I mean, this makes me think about the clones that we see in 7, the reunion clones. I mean, I always assumed they were Sephiroth clones or somehow maybe failed Sephiroth clones, but what if they're actually Genesis clones? Just a thought. Or maybe whatever Genesis did to clone himself. Because we don't really know how those clones happened. It could have been Hojo could have done something to that did that. It might have been Shinra that did that, as opposed to something that Genesis figured out. And maybe those are failed Sephiroth clones. I'm trying to remember if they actually explicitly state that those clones that we see throughout the game are actually Sephiroth clones or not. It probably does, but I'm not entirely sure. There's probably some line of dialogue in there somewhere. It'd be kind of interesting. Either that or that kind of is like a callback to whatever's going on with Genesis. Sephiroth has that done to him or does that to himself or whatever. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see how the story unfolds. I would give this right now I would give it an 8 out of 10, but the camera controls really kind of piss me off a bit, so I'm gonna drop a star for that for now. But yeah, so I give this a 7 out of 8 or 7 out of 10. I'll probably get closer to an 8 or a 9 out of 10 once I get through the entire game, though. Just based on the story alone, if it's going where I hypothesize it's going. Okay, so let me go ahead and unconnect this. So, dessert is done. It's time to get to the main course here. Actually, I just want to go ahead and close this. So, I did a little bit of work on this last night, and mainly what I was focusing on was working on the flashback scene. So, if you recall, when we were doing I was doing the kind of demo gameplay of it, there was this scene where we're in this like mine where stuff didn't quite work the way it was supposed to. So I've been trying to fix this and get it to a working state, and I've kind of got it to where I want to have it at, but there's still some things to fix. So mainly the fact that Leonard doesn't actually move around when he's supposed to. So I put him there, and he does actually show up like he's supposed to, but once we get to the point where he actually is shown, there's supposed to be some movement events that move him up here and around over this way, but they're not running for some reason. We actually want to go ahead and clean this up too. Been trying to clean these up a little bit, adding in the script things here. Fixing things here and there too. 5 or 4. So what we'll be doing tonight is we're going to be working on some of the story bits. So you're going to get to see some more of the story, early story. We can leave those the way they are. It's only 2 of these. So I want to make it a point to only use these if we go above 3. Otherwise, it's fine to use this stuff. All right, just helps keep these things a little more clean and take up less space. So we got all that. That's all fine because it's all based on weight frames. Okay. So at this point, this is where things kind of go. Things were kind of going really haywire at this point. Things weren't actually working the way they were supposed to, and that was because there was a bunch of weights in here that were weight timers in here without being on movement routes that were set to weight. So what was happening was that the movement routes were going, you were waiting, but then by the time the wait was over, the movement wasn't actually being done because it was past that point or something. So that either that or a successive movement route was moving an NPC in their way and they couldn't move, so that wasn't doing anything. There were also some issues with how they were actually being ordered to move that were not putting them in the right places, so I fixed some of that up. But once we get down into here where we actually have this stuff for Rigel and then we have this stuff here for Leonard, this part doesn't happen even though there's a wait. And I'm not really sure why. So I'll show what I mean. So we'll just save this and I'll start it up. So we're going to be fixing this. We'll fix some of the stuff in the road scene. Turn that down a bit. And then we'll move on to doing some of the more early story bits in Claria with the Guard Force training camp, training grounds stuff. Yeah, new game. So this is when you go into the mine during the flashback. So about 80% of the stuff that's supposed to happen happens now. There were some parts where Felto and Gein weren't moving around because these pirates up here weren't moving correctly either, and so they were kind of getting boxed in, and weird stuff was happening. I also kind of reordered some of the dialogue so it makes a little more sense. Like when the guy that I think they call Grog is talking, the other pirate that talks after him doesn't talk in the same box. It talks after him, so it seems like it's somebody else talking, or they're not talking over each other. So that's what it would imply. If you have it in the same box and two people are talking at the same time, it kind of gets confusing. As to who's actually talking. You'll see what I mean when we get to that point. Oh, actually, I already went by it, didn't it? Oh, no, it's coming up. Never mind. We haven't gotten there yet. So that's another thing. I made this guy turn down and do a little bit of a wait before he says that. What I'm going to have happen is I'm going to have Guy kind of jump out to the left and then back, move back over to the right. So it actually adds some movement that guy would see and thus cause this scene to happen. But I haven't put that in yet. Okay, so this is the part. Right now, after this, there used to be a line here that said, like, there used to be this next line. That was start off wrong. That used to be on that part. But I moved to a new window, so it sounds like it's a different person talking, because it should be. Otherwise, it's like run-on conversations, and it's really messy and hard to follow. Oh, that so should be capitalized. So these guys move around, and then this guy drags Falto up, and then this guy drags Guy up. Now you can see here, Leonard shows up. The flag gets set to true, the switch gets set to true, and it shows his NPC, but it doesn't actually move him. And groupie, go away. Every time I start streaming, you get up here and up in my business, and YouTube blinds go away. So he also doesn't go the right way. He's supposed to go up this way and jump over there and then turn right, but he comes up here for some reason. We'll have to fix that. I wonder if... No, I think I have it tied to the right events. I don't think I have that to Rigel. Yeah, it's definitely Leonard. So, script, speed. So he's supposed to go up... So Rigel, so up 2, 1, 2, and jump plus 2. Then turn left. Oh. This should be Y2, not X2. Alright, then there's a flashback to turn that on, and then it's supposed to be set move route, Leonard wait. And then this is where nothing happens. So maybe what we have to do is stick this onto a new window, or a new thing on here. So we get to this point. We turn the flashback on, then all this stuff gets thrown into its own page. So auto run, below characters, on switch, enters. So he gets shown, and then this stuff happens. These events happen. We'll see if that works. So what are these guys set to? These guys are set to... Okay, so it doesn't matter. These guys can be interacted with, and they're set to action, so that's fine. Type fixed. Fixed, that's fine. Also fixed. So let's see what happens with that. Oops. The other thing that's kind of annoying is we just hammer through the text you can probably break the scene because you can have NPCs moving the way of other ones, so they aren't able to complete their movements, which would basically derail it. So, gonna try and figure out a way to maybe I just do all this stuff based on timers, all the dialogue spacing, like I did with the road scene. And that's really how it works in cutscenes in modern games. You know, it's dialogued out and they talk and you can't do anything. Basically bringing that kind of a style but into the text-based realm of RPG Maker. Kind of helps get rid of the that issue of being able to break a scene by just hammering through the text and getting certain events ahead of others that might cause them to fail. Okay. Nope, still doesn't do anything. And actually, I need to go minus, not plus. So why aren't you moving, Leonard? Leonard, tell me. And I mean, there's a weight there, so it's obviously in the weight, but it's not moving the character around. That's why there's no text after that. It kind of gets stuck there for some reason. So this needs to be minus 2, not plus 2. So... skip if cannot move. Interesting. Move route, not running, maybe. You can only move an event if either the map is passable or event player has through on, which means... So maybe the tile's not passable up there? Well, I know it is because Rigel can move through that area. There we go. This seems more like. Hmm. So main character won't turn to face a direction. More than one step. What was this for? VX? Oh, XP. Wow. Second page of the event is not auto run. It's not. Since the rest of the move can never be seen. Oh, I wonder, could that? Well, no, it's on the same one though. I could understand if it was that, if we had that movement on that specific event, but since it's in the same auto run event, it should. Could use the move route to transparent. Well, that's definitely not what we want. Man. So move route. Control movement with another event on that event. You want to control the movement. Set a switch on and you're good to go. So it didn't quite sound like what my issue is either. Below priority? Block movements. Hmm. If it isn't, can't block processing. Move route has no skip. If impossible, it's a move route with move commands, and one of them tries to move in an impassable position or another event. So let's try that through on. Maybe for some reason these are impassable, I don't know. It's definitely not set to auto run, it's set to action. Are these guys same or below? They're same, so that's not really an issue. The only difference is that these don't have multiple pages. Maybe that's what I need to do. Let's try that. We'll try both and see what happens anyway. Okay. So maybe the fact that there's 2 pages on it was causing an issue, I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can break this thing. Actually, you really can't. Because the way the characters move, they are placed in such a way that they can't interact, conflict with each other. That's actually good. At least not at that point. Okay. So he does show up. No, he just doesn't move, even with pass through on. So, but this continues. Holy crap. Cool, that jump worked. Awesome. Yeah, like the first part there is like... So... So we turn the switch on. It switches over to this page. And we have a wait here and a through on, but it still doesn't move. Um, we get then when this comes up. So this completes. This actually does complete, but he doesn't move. What the hell? So way to see passability on this. So there isn't actually a way to see tile passability. That's interesting. And XP, you can actually switch to a mode where you can actually set the passability of tiles. Actually, that might be in. I think that's actually in the. That might be over here. Ah, here we go. So Dungeon Plus, Cave 2. I think this is the one we're using. Is Cave 2, or not? So, oh, yeah, that's it, I think. Well, no, this should be this tile, right? Or is it this one? Yeah, there it is. That's what it is. Uh-huh. It is. So these are all. Oh, crap. Well, then what? What the? Then how can he? Oh, because he jumps over it. He doesn't jump on it. That's what happens. Tapping myself on the head right now. Yeah, so that's because this is an impassable tile. If we turn this to passable, I'm betting it'll work now. Oh, you know what? I just realized we're gonna have that same problem. But we had through on. That should allow us to go over tiles that are not passable. So that's behind. Is that gonna put us behind it though? I'm gonna be on top of this. Well, we'll see what happens. That might look a little bit funky. We'll see what happens with that. It won't really matter at the moment. He's gonna go try to go way up here somewhere. No, he definitely steps on that. But he's... I don't know. I really don't know. Nope, still isn't moving. So that wasn't it. So... So that's a wait. So through on... Transparency. So I'm going to put something in before this, just to see if we can move direction-wise. Because it shouldn't be it's not an auto run issue because it's all in the same event. There's no movement that's tied to that particular event that we have for representing that NPC. It's all run from this auto run down here, so that shouldn't be conflicting with itself. And other parts of it run after that section. It's just he's not moving, which is very strange. It's as if the act of the... Yeah, it didn't even move. It's almost as if the act of it being displayed is eating up a cycle, and that's causing it to skip over this stuff. So what if we put a weight here? Like weight, say, 30 frames. Except not there. Ah, crap. Oh, it's not that big a deal. Just recreate it. So I wonder if the act of it showing itself is eating up some sort of CPU cycles that it's enough to cause it to not even fire that stuff. We'll see. Nope, still not going. So, why you no move? Let's move him off of there. Like down here. Put him down here, I guess. Down here we know it should be able to move at. There's no reason why it won't move here if it's not some weird BS problem. What's this thing? Interesting. That was the old Leonard event node there. Shouldn't be any kind of issues with that though. Well, then again, if it was called Leonard, maybe that was it. Well, no, the other one was still moving. It just wasn't moving at the beginning. It was after that one dialogue box was shown. Yeah, see, there it is again. It's like you can't start it with a... So, what if we... Let's put in a show text. And this kind of is a suspension of disbelief a little bit, because Felton knows who this person is, so it wouldn't say mysterious man. But it's for the benefit of the player. Just gotta suspend your disbelief a bit for that. So we're gonna have him say... So I'm gonna say that at the beginning here. And I'm gonna see if that's enough to kind of... Oh, whoa, what? Wait, what? What? Has that been that way the entire time? Crap. That's been that way the entire time. I'm gonna be pissed off. Watch it work flawlessly now. Like, oh my god. I spent 2.5 hours last night trying to figure this thing out. So if it was just the fact that I didn't have the friggin' event correct, I'll be so pissed off. Oh god, it did work. Okay, he's moving way the hell too fast. We gotta fix it. And also he jumped too far upward. So we gotta fix this. Speed 4, hell no, that's way too fast. Oh no, wait, I have it set to normal. Oh, never mind, that's right. That's the wrong one. I keep forgetting it's this one. So we can get rid of that. Don't need that. So, transparent middle. Dim. I wonder what that does. Let's use that for a second. That's way too fast. Let's set it to. Let's set it to faster, I guess. And this is it. So let me see. Somehow this is not where I thought it would go. X2, Y1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1. So this should be 1, 2 on X, minus 1, 2 on X, and then minus 1 on Y. But that put him up here, though. That was interesting. So did 2 and 2. I wonder if it shoved him over there because he can't stand on that. I don't know. That's kind of interesting. He jumped on this one over here, though. So I don't think that's it. So up 11. Well, let's see. We're going up 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. I had set that to 10 at one point, and it's now back to 11. Alright, that makes sense. So unless we're on membar, 1 plus 1 is 2, and not, or 1 is not 2. So we're actually ending up here and then jumping 2 and 1 up to there. That's what was happening. Ah, come on. Okay. So he comes across, finds them, jumps. These guys rush up here. They capture them. So he runs up. Oh, okay, it's behind. Damn it. Okay. That's what I was afraid of. Whoa. Jumped a little bit too far on that one. Okay, so we'll set this X to 1 instead of 2. Okay, and he jumped too far. So I think we want to pull this down by 1. Okay. Now the other thing I want to do is wait, let's go back to this real quick. I'm going to change the speed on this to 4. Or maybe even 3. Something a little bit slower. There it is. So let's do 3, yeah. And then we're going to split this a bit. So let's take this one out of here. We're going to add a switch on. We're going to say, let's say pirate 1 down. Then we're going to add another move for Leonard. Actually, I'll need to fix that one up there. So, Leonard, it's going to be a move up, then another turn right. Then we need to fix this to remove the move up. Change this one to pirate 3 down. Then we're going to make this be oops, crap. Alright, 3 down. Okay. Rigel down. Okay. Alright, so just want to do a copy page, paste. Oh, we don't have a sideways damage. Crap. Oh, we'll have to deal with it. Oh. I knew I was forgetting something, and that was what I was forgetting. Okay, so... Alright, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I like that dim. Ah, damn it. we need to make it 2 on Y and 0 on X. Yeah, it didn't quite work either. Let's see. So, actually 0 and 2. So we're here. Yeah, so X minus 2, Y 0. I wanted to like have him jump on top of this thing, but it doesn't look right. And if we change this to be unpassable, then I mean, I guess I could make a version of this that would, go into the tile set, edit it, pull that out, copy it into a new space on the tile set, and have one, basically a version of this that wouldn't be passable, so I could do that with it. Actually, that might be what I'll do. For now, though, we'll just have them jump onto here, so I'm not going to do that on stream. I may do that eventually on stream, but not tonight. Okay, that didn't quite work either. Interesting. I think I need to put a weight on it, is why. It's not completing, and so, well, yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, I think that's what it has to have a weight. This one does. Because what's happening is it's hitting this stuff and canceling out this movement. Yeah. This has to be wait for completion. Wait. The rest is fine though. All these annoying things you have to consider when doing these kinds of cutscenes. Yeah, there we go. That's a lot better. So now what I want to do is I want to have these guys kind of run up to that door and disappear. I'm going to have them knock out the guy right next to him, though, too. And there's also... Rigel was also supposed to turn around the other way. He didn't do that, so... I think we need to put a weight on somebody there, because it kind of... just kind of, like, rolled over something that was supposed to happen. Yeah, I think that was this one. Oh, wait, no. Not that one. We need to add it in. It's not here. So we want to do wait for complete on Rigel. Move, turn left. So he turns back and sees his guys. Because when he's doing this, he has turned back around and sees that those guys are knocked out and is like, what the hell? And then he gets knocked out by Leonard after that. So then we want to do another set moving right on Leonard. I'm going to have him turn right. And then we're going to have another one of those switches. I think it's Pirate 2. So how can I have those guys disappear in real time? So I wonder if he did pass through, could they move through the edge of the map or not? I don't think so. We may need to do switches for all of them, but we'll see. Alright, so first of all I need to make sure that actually is I think it's this guy. Actually, it's Pirate 4, not 2. So, make sure the naming is right. Now, one thing I'm going to do is, let's see, before we have them do the jump. So before we do the weight here, we want to do another one of these on Gyn. I just want to have them, we're going to set the speed to fastest. We'll set it to 5 times, to 2 times faster. Just cancel, and then we're gonna have them move left and then move right. Let's also lock the move direction, or turn direction fix on, and then we'll turn it off. Okay, let's see what we get from that. Actually, maybe I'll have them move backwards instead of forwards, or step to the right, to the left, because that seems like that seems stupid. So this guy starts looking down this way, and Gyn kind of steps backward because he thinks that they're gonna get seen, and he gets seen. I think that's probably better. Makes more sense to have him go like, "Oh, I'm gonna jump out to the left here because he's looking at us." Right. Okay, they get pulled away. Yeah, I think that it's the pirate number 4 there, I believe. Yeah. So here comes Leonard. Moves over, knocks those guys out. Okay, so let's see. I gotta figure out who these are. So I'm thinking that this guy is this one, this guy is this guy, and this guy is this guy. So it'll be this one, and this one. While this one start going, and this one will start going. Oh crap! I should have left that open, so I could see where they're at and figure out how many we need to add to them. Damn. I was just like, okay, I'm going to leave this open so I can do that, and I just killed it. All right. See, that's supposed to happen while this is going on, but I think that doesn't work right. Okay, now this is where I wanted to keep it here. I'm going to pull this down a bit. No! Alright, you're gonna go. I'm going to put it over here where you won't be able to see it, but you'll be able to see parts of it. Alright, so let's see. This guy's got to go 1, 2. So he only has to go 2. So that's this guy, I think. Pirate number 5. So I'm going to create a new page. I'm going to create a new switch and say Pirate 5. I'll say CLR clear. And then that'll have no sprite. Or, actually a better way to do this for these ones. Let's go and delete that. We could just do it from here as a delete event. Alright, so... set movement route for Pirate 5. So move up twice. So that erases this event, though. That's true. Can we... Let me see. Is there an erase event in here? No, there's a switch on or off, though. That's interesting. Oh, I wonder if we could do it that way. So copy paste event switch Pirate 5 clear none. Actually, we'd put an erase event in here, I think. That's what we would do. I'll put it on parallel. Okay, then what we would do is on that one here, we would add a switch on. And wait 15 frames. And then so now this one I think is going to be this guy. Pirate number 6. So copy paste switch. And then this guy is Pirate 2. I also want to make sure they're all facing up, so that for the small time you can see them, they're facing the correct direction instead of their initial direction. Alright, let's see what that looks like. Oh, crap. Alright, so here, so we have to change that real quick. The movement rounds aren't the movement rounds aren't going to be the same. I didn't change them now. So I didn't add Pirate 2 either, correct? So he's going to be on this side, so down 1, left 2, up 3. So move down, move left 2, move up 3. You know, let's change it to say that if we do more than one, we put it in. That way we only have one line. Actually, that should be right 3. This guy's gonna move right once and then up 3. So move right. Okay, see what happens now. All of a sudden my phone decided to do a whole bunch of stuff. That was weird. It's like, oh, he tapped the screen, time to update everything. Got like friggin' 7 emails. All from like the past 2.5 hours all at once. Notifications anyway. Okay. So let's see what happens now. Now we'll have to fix that. Okay, comes across, do all that stuff. They come across here, you pull them up, capture them, Rigel goes across. Leonard shows up, goes across, knocks him out. Cool, that did work now. Nice. So now he doesn't necessarily see what's going on there. I should probably do that before he says that line. Alright, let's see what happens. Ah, almost. Damn it, almost. The last guy didn't work on the last guy. I think I've heard to the erase event, but nice. That's good. We're getting closer. X. I think X is supposed to be Gun, I believe. You should turn around at that point. Alright. We are getting freaking closer. Alright, so you scabrous dog. You know, it is there. There's an erase event there. So, did I not... So what happened? Why you no get deleted? Tell me. Pirate 2, up 3, script on 100. Right. So now it's supposed to flip it to that, and it's supposed to delete it and wait 15 frames. So maybe before it finishes, so here's what we'll do. This one will be a wait for complete, since it's the last one. Also, put that. Whoa, crap! Damn it. Okay, we'll just need to we will need to re-add the thing there, because I just copied over the... There's no undo in this, so that's kind of annoying. But so that's part 4 down on... Alright, and then also... where are you? So we don't need these on here. We just need to move them down and then back up. And actually, it won't make them move fast, it'll make them move slower. Like he'll be like creeping backward as if he doesn't want to be seen. So down. I said down, up. Let's see, down. Wait for completion. Let's add another one then. We'll actually change this up a little bit too. Hopefully we can do this without it causing any issues. Going, set, speed. Change it back up to 5 then, and then we'll move them up. Let's see. Let's also do some other stuff. I want to have... Alright, so we want to split this. So I want to do a movement on Leonard, move, turn left. And then I want to do a show text. It's always fun trying to rejigger the text around when you make changes. Nice, that works perfect. Well, for now we'll use that. Whoops. Oh no, that's right, yeah. That's what we're supposed to. It just looked like a chain added something instead of... It added this thing to the top of it, I think. There's also a section where Guy's talking but doesn't show his image. So I hadn't created it when I had originally made this, so... Yeah, here we go. Did I use a... Maybe I used a people face. Yeah, there it is. It's this guy. I think. Yeah, people 1-0. That's exactly who it was. Alright, so we got that. Okay. So now, let's go ahead and go through this entire sequence as it is. This is the going to be the not the final version, but that'll be the version that it is now. This is actually right where I want it to be. There'll be some additional things here and there, like adding in some sound effects for Leonard, knocking the guys out, and maybe some effects and things. But in terms of like the actual event placement and how they move around, I think that's pretty much going to be where we want them to be. Except for that one jump, we'll make this a... I'll create a duplicate of this in the tile set and make this a non-passable tile, so I can have them jump on the top of it. Alright. So I'm just going to go through and actually play this as if we're actually playing it in the game. Actually read the text. Make sure it all fits together. There's a couple of typos here and there. Good, that did work. Actually, I like the fact that he's actually turned backwards, not, they actually face downward, not moved backwards. That looked more like maybe he was like crawling away and trying to get around the corner or something. That is a Bob Ross certified happy mistake. All right. And eventually I'll have like expressions on all the faces too, so like during different dialogue they'll have different expressions. Been trying to find some expression face parts, but it's not easy. To find just like the mouths and things like that. I may just have to try and do it with whatever I have available. For the most part, I think it would probably work, but there's some stuff that probably wouldn't work as well. Okay, halt. He kind of sees, like he sees the first one. I wanted to make it so he doesn't see them get knocked out. So that's a little bit of a thing I'll have to fix at some point. Okay, cool. That works. Knocked out the other one too at the same time. But it'd be nice to have all these guys turn towards him, turn to the left, so they're like listening to him. No, that guy didn't disappear again. Damn it! I'll have to figure out why. And again, have her turn left as well. I even have her start down towards Leonard. The village. Run on with no space. Thievelage. Back to the Thievelage. Okay. Another one with no space down. I think when I moved them down, I didn't put spaces back in. Damn it! And I was moving all the text around. So there's like a lot of spaces missing that I don't think we're missing before. So this took a lot longer to get done than I thought it would. So I'll show you what we'll be fixing next time I do some streaming. And by the way, for that, I will be streaming now over the next 3 weeks. I'm gonna be taking my computer down with me, so I need to work on some apps for a client and Unreal Engine. And the computer I built for them down there can't handle it, so gotta take mine down. It's gonna be fun lugging that thing down there, but so now eventually when we get through here, there's a point where these two guards kind of get thrown off, and then the text for what's supposed to happen later on towards the end of this happens when it's earlier than it's supposed to. Gonna be trying to fix all that, but as we'll see, it actually does progress to the next area. It doesn't stop and then repeat. So I'll just let this play. There's also going to be times where there's stuff going along the other side, like I'm going to have like carts or other people passing along on the road on the other side to make it make sense as to why they're down here on this bottom section instead of in the middle. I'll probably also have them go up the stages instead of all at once, because that looks like they're choreographed. They're like, okay, everybody move up at the same time. So I'll have them like go up in stages, first the first two, then the second two, then the last one, the final guard, instead of all at once. Be a little more natural. I tried to set it up so they would move up right as they got there, but it never really worked well. I just can't figure out really why. It's probably just a timing issue. But this works for now, except for when we get to the next part. When we get to the next part and they start going down, these two guards get shaved off. It's very annoying. So this is the first flashback. There's going to be another flashback during Crodswell's funeral, which I've changed my mind on. We're going to have that take place, or no, it'll still take place there. I'm going to pan the camera up to Yolanda instead of having it sit down there, so it'll move up there and you'll be able to see what's going on. So yeah, this will happen, then they'll start forward again, and then it'll come down too soon, and these two guys will get shaved off of the column. They'll get stuck on the wall. And then a little bit later, the other stuff plays that when it shouldn't, and we end up having the end of it happen before the end. So that's something else to fix. But basically, what's going to happen is you're going to learn about this whole event that happens over several points in the beginning of the game at different points, just to kind of fill in the backstory of some of these characters, because you're going to run into them when you get to the capital. And other points during the game. And also just to explain, yeah, see here, that's when that happens. And just to explain why I felt those in Claria for in the first place. So yeah, right now this is where, and that's not supposed to happen. That guy over there walking upwards is not supposed to happen. So I think what I'll have to do is I'll have to just shorten the map a bit and then have it end back there. Or maybe figure out some more dialogue to put in, I guess, possibly. It's supposed to, that whole thing that's happening now is supposed to happen once we get to right there, or near there. So as you can see, we go back to our house. And then we get stuck because we're on the bed and can't move around. I had to have them jump off. But yeah, so I implemented those scene changes. And also when you come in here the first time from the beginning of the game to come here to sleep, and that whole sequence starts, it'll also transition from here to the area outside of the mine. Then you go into the mine, and then the rest of it happens. So yeah, we got done with the main thing that I wanted to get done tonight, which was this. I wanted to get this kind of fixed up and where it should be. We got a couple issues to fix, small ones on this. This pirate will not die, or I guess not die. He will not erase for some reason, and we got to make him turn while leader's doing the jump over instead of turning after he knocks out the first guy. So I might want to slow Leaner down some more, or something. I don't know. I'll figure that out somehow. Maybe put a weight inside of the. Oh, it wouldn't be a weight. An anti-weight? No, it doesn't work. There's no such thing as anti-weighting. But yeah, so that's gonna be the stream for tonight. I won't do a stream tomorrow, but I will do one on Sunday. It'll be at the same time I normally do the stream. Well, actually not at the same time, because I have a meeting with that client at 1 tomorrow on Sunday. So yeah, 1 on Sunday. So it'll probably happen around I'll say 6:30 is when I'll do it. So be on the lookout for that. I don't know what we'll do for that. I'll probably play some more. Probably do some more Crisis Core, and then possibly Forager, or maybe something else. We'll see. But until then, this is GeoWill, and thanks for tuning in to the stream if you watched it live on Twitch or YouTube. If you're watching it on YouTube afterwards, comments, questions, leave them below. I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time.